It's time for another Dice Tower review with Zee Garcia.
Hey folks, today we are taking a look at a card game put out by IELLO called Pirata, Pirate Pineapple. Not sure why. So, in this line of games, which are the ones that come with a box that has a magnetic clasp, very cool stuff, IELLO has put out several games already, and some have been quite good, like the Dwarf King, an excellent trick-taking game. Some have been much more family fare and not as interesting, like Ghost. That's Ghost with a bunch of O's. This one, I don't know. Let's find out where this falls. Is it more of a family-style game? Is there something more deep and interesting here? Let me show you how it works, and then I'll tell you what I think of it. Here's what the game looks like set up for 3 players. Each player is given a hand of 8 cards. And there is one flipped over from the deck here. And the game starts with 2 of these rules in play. The objective of the game is to empty your hand of cards by discarding on top of the pile here, the action pile the game calls it. If you do that and you empty your hand entirely, you win. You're going to draw 2 of these tiles. You are going to read the rules on them, and I'll show you a couple of these close up in a second. You are going to add 1 to the active rules that change the game, and you're going to put the other in front of you. Once you have won 4 times, then you have made the entire map here, as you can see, and you win the game. Haha. So, how do you get even 1 of these? Let me show you. This is the card that's on top of the discard pile. It's an octopus, and that is, believe it or not, a monkey. And I am going to play, I can play either one of those. So I'm going to take a look at my hand here, octopus, and that's a penguin, the other one. Done. Next player's turn, octopus or penguin. Octopus or penguin. I don't think they have one. But I always have to check very closely because these symbols are kind of tricky. I don't think they do. So if you don't, you draw a card. Done. Next player's turn. Penguin, monkey. They'll play, and so on, okay? Very simple. You've basically played this game before. The things that change the game are these, which are rules that change the game. So the 2 that I happen to flip over randomly here say Bayou. Whenever you play a crocodile, set aside the top card of the draw pile. Whenever you play a card that has no crocodile, you take all those cards into your hand. No bueno. And this one, Stowaway. Whenever you play a rat, discard a card from your hand and slip it under the card played, then draw a card. Okay, that's good, I guess. So there's those 2. There's obviously a ton of rules. Walruses are wild cards. That's good. Whenever you play a penguin, the play order switches directions. Okay. Whenever you play a crocodile, the next player skips his turn. Switch direction, skip turn. That's from, I think, another game that I've possibly heard of. Anyway, that's the way the game works. Very simple. You continue doing this. You empty your hand. Some of the cards do have a single character, which can be a little trickier to get rid of, but that's that. And once you empty your hand, you grab 2 of these, keep one, make one an active rule. Once you have the whole map, you win. There can be up to 6 rules in play. And so if you would play a 7th rule, you instead replace one of the 6 there. There is one other mode of play in which you just don't even worry about making the map and you play till you want. But it's a lot less structured. This seems like the real game to me. So that's Pirata. That's it. So as you can see, this is clearly a game derived from Uno, Crazy Eights, that sort of thing. Is the game any good? The game's interesting. I have enjoyed my plays of it. If I am in the mood to play a classic card game, then this is a good way to do it because it gives you very attractive artwork, it gives you a nice package overall. And it has those rules which are, for the most part, pretty interesting and do spice up the gameplay. Now, I do have a couple of reservations with the package as a whole. The box says 30 minutes. Game tends to be a little longer than that. So, and it's, I know if you're used to playing Uno and that sort of thing, then maybe this is not as big a deal, okay? But 30's good, and longer than 30 isn't as good, and this is longer than 30 minutes. The second issue I have with it, which is a something of a bigger issue, is that the cards, while very attractive, I think the card artwork is gorgeous. I mean, the whole package is very well put together. But I have a real problem with the icons that they've put here on the cards. The artwork in the middle is great. I just, the index, I'm not so thrilled with. Having a hand of these, it is not as easy as you would think to quickly tell what I have. Some are very easy. The octopus is pink. That one jumps out at you. But some of the symbols, like the walrus and the penguin, some are they're just hard to see. And so I wish they would have done, for the index, a symbol and a color. Something that really pops out. Something iconic, but something that jumps out at me immediately. And so it's visually, it's a little busy. They just grabbed the animals that are in the center of the cards and put them in the corners there. And it's too busy for that to work well. But other than that, the game's fine. Clearly a family game. It's a well put together package. I like most of the rules, like I said. I think some of them slow the game down, so that one you can play however you want to. You do draw two and then pick the one you want. So you can sort of, not be a jerk and pick the rule that's really annoying, right? But that's what it is. It's Crazy Eights, the spiced up version. If that's something you're looking for, then I recommend it. If you're past that point, if you're into heavier strategy games, if they're not really looking to find a game that you can play with the kids, the older kids, 8 to 10, that sort of range, then you could skip this one, But as a family game, a good game for kids, a good game for, a mixed group of ages to play together, then yeah, I could see you checking this one out. Not a glowing recommendation here, but certainly a thumbs up. I enjoyed it, and I think if you're going to be playing in that group, then this is definitely worth a look. Check this one out. Pirata.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.